Hello there, Seraphim17 once again, introducing you to my Dark Souls video walkthrough. We're making our way through the Demon Ruins, and if this is your first time watching one of my videos, this is a brutal and efficient guide on how to beat Dark Souls with hopefully as little difficulty as possible. So now that we've come through here, you can either go down that pathway that you've just seen, down the steps to a bonfire and to proceed through the level, or you can come up here and you can activate the shortcut. And I activate the shortcut because I know I'm going to be using it to farm those maggots I killed on the last episode. And the reason I'm going to be farming them is because they have a very rare drop, which is a Sunlight Maggot Helm. And it's cosmetically ridiculous, and it doesn't do anything for you stats-wise, but it does put a giant light bulb on your head. And no, your character will not have any great ideas, but he will be able to see in the dark, and that counts for a lot in the Tomb of the Giants, because if you don't have that, you have to rely on the equally rare, but not quite as, seditiously rare drop of the Skull Lantern, which is, it takes over the shield slot, and it just makes the entire endeavour really awkward. And for those people that don't know what I just said, and none of that made any sense, we're going to be going into a place that is pitch black effectively, and you will fall to your death if you're not careful, because there's a lot of pitfalls, there's a lot of drops, there's a lot of jumps, there's a lot of, Dark Souls 101, how to fuck you in the arse outside of prison as maliciously as possible. And the Sunlight Maggot Helm helps significantly, because you can see. And I personally think that this kind of design technique is cheap and bullshitty, because anything that takes away your eyesight, or, the distance of which you can see, is a cheap technique. Horror games use it to increase the tension. It doesn't increase the tension. I'm creating words that could be Chinese in origin, but it doesn't increase tension. It just increases frustration. I mean, if anybody played Condemned 1, I think it handled it really well. It messed about with making the screen quite dark and distorting the screen a little bit, but it didn't go over the top. Then Condemned 3, what the fuck am I on about? Jesus Christ, I should just shop, yeah. Get on the internet, make myself bankrupt. No. Apparently my language skills today are failing me, so I do apologise. Synapses aren't firing in my brain, I must not have had enough caffeine, or cocaine, or whatever people think fuels these rants. Anyhow, Condemned 2 was a game that I did enjoy, but I did think had a lot of problems. And one of the problems was the developer relied on this bullshit to make the game scary. There were levels where you couldn't see anything because the distortion was so high and the screen was so dark, and it was just boring because you couldn't see. And anything that takes that kind of effect on the gameplay is a big nay, in my opinion. But this is the Demon Centipede. You'll notice he was the dude I pointed at, was chilling on the side. I might not have pointed it out in this one, I might have pointed it out in my playthrough. I'm doing them both at the same time, so I do apologise guys, I'm kind of crisscrossing. But this boss is extremely dangerous because the environment without the ring he drops is lethal. And there are two ways to fight this guy. You can sit on the outskirts of the environment and just pummel him down, exploiting his dumb AI, or you can cut off one of the centipede arms, get a ring which will enable you to run around the environment. And I'm going to tell you right now folks, this fight is going to take place on this little patch of land I'm on right now. So what I'm doing here is I'm luring him into jumping, spinning and doing a punch, but he's not doing it. And he'll do this instead. And what he does, because he's a really cheesy bastard, is he just spams it. Look at him. He's just walking forward, spamming his punch. He's the dude you used to play in the arcade who pressed one fucking button and just kept jabbing and you couldn't get close because he kept interrupting you. He's that dude. That's the move you're looking for because it slams it down. When it's slammed down, you can hit it once with a decent weapon and it will detach the head of the centipede. I didn't realise that this centipede right now, for whatever reason, was still alive. So I'm just kind of like, it's alive! It's alive! And it starts turning and I'm like, shit, I need to kill it. But I'm too busy watching the boss because I don't want to get hit by the boss. So I still haven't realised this damn thing is not dead. And there it moves, there I lock onto it, there I finish it off. When you kill one of these, you get the orange charred ring. What I would normally do is equip it and then run into the lava, but instead I'm going to show you a technique that works just as well. Stay under him while he attacks. When he jumps in the air, get away, obviously, or he'll land on you. One move to bear in mind is he does do a grab. The best way to evade it is to roll at the last possible time or stand underneath him and go through his legs. He isn't a difficult boss if you can deal good damage, and luckily enough for me this weapon deals perfect damage, so that boss fight was really easy. But for new players it's going to be a bit of a panic fest, because as you saw, it's hectic, there's lava, and it's dangerous, but couple of attempts, I'm sure you'll have him down in no time. And just bear in mind, your pyromancy will not save you for this fight. You do need to come in with decent weaponry. It just makes more sense. But go through the sneaky hovel in the wall and hit the bonfire, and this will usually have Solaire sitting at it, and if you talk to him, I think you will have messed up the side quest to keep him alive. I believe at this point you don't want to talk to him, you don't want to go any further, you need to make sure that you've killed those sunlight maggots. But that's the end of the video, guys. Thanks for watching. I do hope it's helping, because this is a challenging game when you're inexperienced, and you take care now.